This video is about relaxing from trying to force and demand to change other people. First of all, simply from being here, from being alive, we are creating a non-stop change and influence in the world. We are non-stop changing the people around us, whether we try and intend to create some type of change, be it if we try to hurt them or if we try and help them. We will no doubt create a change, even if we try absolutely nothing and don't even know that they are there in our lives or in our present moment, observing us or seeing us or watching us on Facebook and YouTube or in person. In reality, we are no doubt influencing our surroundings and the world all the time. Also, even if we are or aren't trying to change people, it really very much boils down to how they perceive and interpret us as to how they will be affected by us. So essentially they're really being affected by their interpretation and perception of us. We can see this as when people interpret us as doing something negative to them when we actually have intentions of kindness and best wishes to them. So the question is not if we are going to change people or the world, but it is how we wish to change people and the world, for the positive or for the so-called negative, or the so-called positive. Deep down we don't know the true meaning of positive or negative, we just know what we prefer and wish to create in the world, because we don't know God's plan or the divine, like, deep down essence of what's good or bad or positive or negative. We just know what we have experienced in life already, and we call it either good or bad based on whether or not we liked it or disliked it. So the mind is quick to judge what we think is good or bad, but on the simple level, on the surface of things, what's good 1 minute turns out to be bad the next minute, and then that in turn can turn out to be good the next minute or bad the next minute, the next hour or day or week. It's like, for example, if you win the lottery, this could be perceived as a fantastic thing, but then it could bring a whole lot of stress in life. You could spend the money on a car, you think it's fantastic and everyone's celebrating with you, but then you can get into a car crash with this car and then you think it's awful. But then while you're in hospital from being injured, your house, there's a mudslide and your house is destroyed in the middle of the night. And if you didn't have a car crash and weren't in hospital, you would have died in the mudslide in your house, probably. So it's funny. The mind is always quick to judge things, always. But really, it's good just to accept. It's peaceful to simply accept, to acknowledge things the way they are, and not to be so quick to always be judging them, but just to see things and roll with life and enjoy life as much as you can. So, getting back to the question in the video, relaxing about changing people. We're always going to be changing people no matter what, so let's try and not be forcing and getting stressed and tired trying to change people, but instead have a trust that the divine perfection and the divine plan will take care of itself, and that they will be okay and we'll be okay. That we don't need to be always forcefully trying to change people. That said, we're part of the divine plan, so we will and may wish to definitely try and change them in certain ways. This is normal and part of the parcel of creation. We're always changing people, as I already said. So there's nothing wrong with trying to change people. We're doing it all the time, whether we like it or not. But when we do try and change people, that may sound bad to try and change people the way we've been conditioned. But maybe another way of phrasing it is the intention to help somebody, or the intention to help ourselves through altering the behaviour, through inviting or creating a space or asking somebody or ourselves to change certain behavioural patterns that may not be serving our highest wish of good for ourselves or for them. And with an invitation, they can either decline or accept. And this is part of how every single person is evolving and changing all of the time. So we can change people stressfully and forcefully. We can try and change people stressfully and forcefully. Or we can try and change people respectfully and calmly and with relaxation and harmony, with happiness. And we can mix it all in with appreciation and gratitude for people and how they are and how they serve us and how they affect our lives. Sometimes they can affect us what we call positively, and they help make us feel good. Sometimes they may affect us what we call negatively, where we perceive them to be bringing us stress and hardship. When they bring us, making us feel good, as we perceive, that's nice. Sometimes if they're not doing this and we find them challenging and stressful, we can change our judgments and perspective and opinions about them, and we can understand them more, and we can use it all as a learning opportunity to grow in love and opening our heart chakra, understanding them and feeling more empathy and compassion and connection with them, understanding that they may have been hurt as a child or abused and mistreated, and just the way this world is, it's a tough place, it's challenging. So have a softer spot in your heart towards people. With this, you can obviously then speak to them in a different, more nicer way, with nicer body language, with kinder words and nicer intentions and blessings or prayers towards the people sometimes. So we're all changing each other all the time. You're always being changed and influenced by people too. Like when we see somebody do a kind act or help somebody or save a child or pick up a piece of litter, it affects us. So they, without them even realizing, are changing us. They may inspire us or help us feel better, or help us to think about if it's important in life to help other people and to be kind, etc. So the question is, how do you want to co-create your relationships with people? And how do you want to try and change people? How do you want to try and influence people? How do you want to try and help them to feel in life? So for me, we can try to do this without any pressuring or demanding, without attachment and control, without exhausting effort and stressful tension. But we can now switch to do it with more peace, ease, happiness, harmony, joy, appreciation, gratitude, thanksgiving, celebration with people, and just simply much more relaxation and calmness and peace and tranquility, where we don't need people to be the way we demand or want, but we allow them possibly to be different or to reject what we wish from them. If they reject some of our invitations or asking them possibly to change to certain behaviours, let's say it's what some people might call, if they're shouting at us regularly, or if they never want to take an interest in us, or if we call them unkind or unfriendly, or if we call them controlling, or if we call them disrespectful or abusive physically, or anything we want to say that's bad, so-called negative, that we dislike, then all we got to do is, if we don't like them and their behaviour, then we can just simply leave their company or distance ourselves or see them less. But we can do all of this without getting all stressed about it. It's like giving up the need to control, giving up the need and the attachment. So we feel good along the way. And one other thing, everything or anything you ever think about somebody, if you think they're controlling or mean or unfriendly or unkind or disrespectful or judgmental, always ask yourself, are you being any of these things or all of these things towards them or other people first or as well. Because we have to think about our perceptions and judgments and interpretations of other people. So with this we'll grow in awareness and understanding and wisdom. So I invite you now just to relax more in life and relax about trying to force and control people. Forcing to change and take control of people's lives and their behaviour. Be at peace no matter what, whatever way they are. If they're abusive, you can leave. If they're just generally whatever way they are, just try and be at peace no matter what. And maybe find new friends, or if you're stuck with people in work or whatever, possibly look for another job. But if you can't find another job, or you don't want to find another job, try and find the peace within yourself by loosening your needs and attachments towards them being different. And once you do this, you'll then get along better with them, and then you'll find that they end up being nicer to you anyway. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and feel welcome to share for anybody who may need or benefit from this lesson. Thanks for your time, and I wish you a lovely, peaceful, happy, peaceful day. Letting go. Relaxing. Alright, see you.